All right, so check it out. We are 101 days away from the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. And so if you're anywhere around the water, Gulf Coast, Atlantic Coast, whatever, if you find yourself in the path of a hurricane, you are going to fall into one of three categories. Now, are there exceptions? Absolutely. This would encompass most people living along the coast, again, Gulf or Atlantic. You will likely find yourself in one of three categories. Category one are those who are subject to evacuation due to storm surge or something like that. The local authorities have issued an evacuation order. And whether or not you comply with it, that's your business, but that's category one. If you were to evacuate, what would you take with you? What would you need to do to secure your property before you leave? Category two would be those who hunker down. If you're staying in place, you're going to deal with things like electricity outages, typically more than a day or two, sometimes 5, 10, 15 days. You also are possibly looking at boil notices and perhaps even no water, because either a water treatment facility is disabled or there is a water line that is ruptured. And so either you are not getting water to your property or you're under a boil notice. You could also be looking at dealing with debris, damage to your physical property, looters, that does happen. And then category three are what would be evacuees, where you did not leave, something terrible has happened, you've had to be rescued. And now one of the things you want to keep in mind is in those situations, you are going to be limited to whatever few things you can put on your person. It may not even be a backpack. It may be what can you shove in your pockets. So you need to think about, if I hunker down for a hurricane and it starts getting bad and maybe there's a chance that I may have to be rescued, what do I need? What are the 2 or 3 items that I can shove in my pockets that are going to help me the most once I leave? So 101 days until the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff on how to prepare for each of those 3 scenarios. Again, there's always exceptions to everything, but those 3 categories are going to encapsulate probably 90 to 95% of people that go through a hurricane. So if that's something you're interested in, want to discuss, learn more about, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that. Also, as a part of this, we've got the freeze dryer. I just bought a freeze dryer. We're going to start making freeze dried prepper meals, our own stuff. So if you're curious about freeze drying, a lot of homesteaders do it. I'm not a homesteader. I am a white collar, middle class, suburban dad. So that's going to be an adventure. And I just ordered 10 baby quail. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never raised quail or any other fowl or bird or game bird. They arrive next week. I've got to build, I didn't tell my wife about it either. So there's that added element of you get to see me try to not get in trouble with my wife. So between now and next week, I've got to build a quail coop and a brooding box and figure out how to raise baby quail. So again, if any of that sounds like it may be mildly entertaining for you, as well as hopefully provide some valuable information, like, subscribe, follow along. It will be an adventure, I promise you that.